Let us start our Dhamma sermon. As we know, we finished Pandita Vagga. We learn the qualities about the wise person. We learn qualities about the wise one. Now we're going to start Arahanta Vagga in Dhammapada. Developing wise qualities. With the help of these qualities, a person can come to this level to attain enlightenment. That would be the final goal of that, the collecting, the developing those qualities. That would be the goal that we can reach. In Dhammapada, Pandita Vagga explain so many qualities that we can develop. With the help of, as a development of those qualities, this is the things that we can reach. In this Arahanta Vagga, going to explain all these states, what kind of peace, what kind of happiness would be there. Now, let us start Arahanta Vagga Dhammapada, stanza number 90. Gataddino viso kassa vippamuttassa sabbadi. Sabba ganta pahinassa parilaho na vijjati. In this particular stanza, there are few words are very important. There are very important. One is visokassa. The first one is the word visokassa. And second one is sabba ganta pahinassa. Sabba ganta pahinassa. And other word that we can use, parilaho na vijjati. Parilaho. These are the words particularly we should keep in, we should open our mind. Gataddino, first one. The second one, sabbaganta pahinassa. Third one, parilaho. Particularly these three words are connecting each other. The first one, gataddino, the journey is finished. Gataddino visokassa, the journey is finished. For him who has completed the journey. For him who has completed the journey. For him who is sorrowless as a result of his finish of his journey, he don't have any sorrow. He is a sorrowless person. For him who from everything is wholly free, wholly free. For him who has destroyed all ties, the of passion exists not. Now in here, the first word that we should focus on, gataddino, his journey is finished. What kind of journey? What was that journey? As you know, the Buddha's word is anamatagoyam bhikkhave dissansara. In this birth and death circle, no one can find the origin. Where we start this sansaric journey, no one can say, no one can find it. There was a story, Rohitassa. Rohitassa was one of person who had some jhanic power, Astasamapatti. He had that superb mental power Using his mental power, he started to find the beginning of the sansaric journey. But the time had been finishing, but he was not able to find the starting point of this sansaric journey. In, uh, in this very life, he met the Buddha. It happened in his previous life. Meeting the Sakyamuni Buddha, the Rohitasa was asking from the Buddha, Venerable Sir, is there anything that you can find having a journey? Then Buddha said, no. Having a journey? No, you can't find anything. I'm completely agree, Venerable Sir, with you, because in my previous existence, I was able to go travel in this universe very fast, very fast. Keep in one feet in human world, I can keep my other feet into another realm. That much fast I can travel. I was able to travel. Using my magic power, I was wandering in this universe to find the origin of this samsara, but I was not able to find the origin of samsara. So, as you mentioned, having a journey you can't find the end. Yes, I'm completely agree with you. And then now we can think about, then Buddha said, Imasmin Vyamamatte, using this body length, I would like to teach you starting of your life and cessation of life, the way to end this life, and that practical method, the application of this practice, I would like to explain to you. That was the Buddha's answer for that person, Rohitasa. In Rohitasa Sutta, you can see it. But in here, we all had been traveling in this sansaric journey, birth and death circle, numerous lifetimes. No one can count it. That much far away we had been traveled. Person who developed those qualities that we discussed in previous Vagga, Pandita Vagga, being a wise person, developing those wise qualities, using those qualities, that person was able to finish that sansaric journey. He was able to attain enlightenment. So, being an enlightened person, he finished his he was finished his sansaric journey. Perhaps you might heard the Buddha's first stanzas that Buddha declared of his Buddhahood, attaining the Buddhahood. In that stanza also, the Buddha said, I done my sansaric journey. Aneka jati sansarang sandha visang anibhisang gahakarakang gave santo punagehang nakahasi. I knew the carpenter who is building this house, sansaric house. So I'm not developing the energy that he needed to build this house. So he was not able to make a house in future. This is my last birth. This was the declarations delivered by the Buddha, declared by the Buddha at his enlightenment. So in this word, Gatadino, the journey is finished. So he don't have any sorrow. As you know, according to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta and so many other discourses had mentioned about the uh, way how we are suffering. Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, vyadipi dukkha, appi sampayogo, piye vipayogo, yampi channa labati tampi dukkha, sankittena panchupadana kanda. In brief, just holding this body, we are suffering. When the time comes, we have to give food for this body. When the time comes, we have to wash this body. When the time comes, we have to sleep this body. When the time comes, we have to treat this body for the sicknesses, weaknesses of this body. So many things that we have to do to take care of this body. This is the way how we develop our unsatisfaction, suffering. So, the person who finished the journey, that person does not have to take care of this body anymore. He done with that duties and responsibilities because he finished the journey. This is the word gataddino. This is the meaning of that word gataddino. And Visokasa, he don't have any suffering because he finished journey, no more birth. Only he has to take care of this body in this very life. That's it. This is the nature of the person who attained enlightenment. What happened there? Sabbaganta pahinassa. Sabbaganta pahinassa. He eliminated all defilements. As you know, there are three roots for all defilements: Lobha, Dvesa, Moha. Lobha, desire or greediness. Dvesa, anger or hatred. Moha, not knowing or ignorance or delusion. These are the main roots for all defilements. Dear friends, greediness is one word, but greediness would be appear in our mind 108 ways. 108 ways greediness would be appear in our mind. This is the nature of greedy in different ways. I can give simple things to understand. I love my country. This greediness is there. We use this word, I love my children. I love my mother and father. I love as a husband and wife. All these words that we are using commonly in the society, the hidden thought is they are greedy or desire. I want to protect my property that I earn. I want to earn money. I want to learn because I want to have a good job with good salary. I want to enhance my lifestyle. Now you can see how many words are there, how many thoughts, sentences are there. All these sentences are underlying tendencies with these all sentences. There's underlying thing is desire. So desire is there. It would be appear in our mind 108 ways. This is the nature. So the person who attained enlightenment, he had been eliminating all these defilements from his mind. Sabbagantap. These are the, because of this desire, hatred and Ignorance, not knowing, are the ties that we tie together in this samsara, collecting things. As you know, this existence we can separate with two categories: mentality and materiality. Nama, Rupa, mentality and materiality. These two things is the combination. Who is tying this combination not to lose those thoughts are the things that we with the help of these thoughts we these two combination mentality and materiality working together. Desire, anger, delusion. These are the roots of all these defilements. With the help of these defilements, mentality and materiality existence together. Then it's create the sansaric journey. When mental formation departing from this physical form, right away it's ready to connect with another form because that mentality or that mind filled with defilements. As a result of that nature, it's subject to connect with another form. This is the way how we go our sansaric journey. It's happening. This is the nature of the sansara. So, sabbaganta pahinassa, these are the types, these are the bondages that we have. But the person who attained enlightenment, he ready to eliminate, to break all these boundaries and all these bondages with the help of his wisdom, with the help of his mindfulness, concentration, and his wise qualities. In the word Sabbaganta Pahinasa, we can see in few ways Abhijja Kaya Ganta. Sabbhagantas, we can divide it into few groups. Abhijja Kaya Ganta. Abhijja means greediness, extreme greediness. That greediness is not simple, it's very strong, very deep greediness is there. Abhijja, Abhijja Kaya Ganta. And the second one, Vyapada Kaya Ganta, extreme levels of hatred. And third one, Silabbata Paramasa Kaya Ganta, practicing rituals, applying different methods. They spend time, they're just wasting time. They don't have goal, they don't have establishment of their mind, of their practice, their vision. It had been changing all the time, so they apply rituals. Silabbata Paramasa, who eliminated all these bondages. That person is the person that we use the word Ganta Pahinasa. He lose all ties. This is the second word. The third word, Parilaho Navijjati. That person does not have any sorrow. That person does not have any grief. He is free from all grief. He is free from all suffering. He is free from all fear. He is happy all the time. Parilaho Navijjati. He don't have any sorrow thoughts in his mind because he don't have fear. He finished He eliminated all the defilements, so he is free from all defilements. As a result of that purity, cleanness, his mind does not have sorrow, fear, grieving, any other unhappy thoughts. This is the nature with these achievements. So, in this particular instance, I explaining about the arahanthood. When someone developing qualities of their life, likewise the wise qualities, and then that person can be come to this stage, that this level, arahanthood, to attain enlightenment. As a result of that enlightenment, that person does not have any sorrow, any pain, any lamentation. He is free from all these unhappy situations, painful situations. He does not have any pain physically or mentally. Physically or mentally. The Buddha delivered this stanza. There was a wonderful occasion, as you know. Devadatta tried to kill the Buddha in few times. Once he fall when he was climbing to top of the mountain, and he started to fall rock to the Buddha. That somehow, because of that rock, the Buddha's uh, leg wounded. Jivaka was the physician those days. He's the royal physician. Then he came to see the Buddha and to treat the Buddha for his wound. He did some treatment. Within in few hours, he's supposed to come and lose that, take it away, that medicine that he used to treat the Buddha from that wound. He had another appointment, then he get a permission from the Buddha, Venerable Sir, you should keep this medicine top of the wound at least few hours. I will come back to take it off. But unfortunately, he was not able to come to the Buddha because there was some other kind of barriers for him to come to the vihara, because Buddha was living on that. Buddha was living in the city. City gates were closed. He was not able to get into the vihara or the city before closing the gates. Somehow, Buddha knew that, and then Buddha, with the help of Venerable Ananda, he removed it. Following day morning, early morning, the physician Jivaka came to see the Buddha and then was asking, Venerable Sir, what happened? How was pain? Because I was not able to come to remove that medicine from the wound. I know the pain of them. And then Buddha said, Jivaka, attaining Buddha, I was able to get rid of all suffering pains, including body pains. I'm able to manage my pain. So with the help of Venerable Ananda, I was able to remove that medicine from the wound. I'm very happy it's now cured. Using this opportunity, Buddha delivered this stanza to give some dhamma to Jivaka, the physician, royal physician. Okay, anyway, now we learn some qualities, the nature of the Arahant being. So we are learning these qualities to develop our interest for what? To be desireless. Arahant beings are desireless. So we are developing interest to become Arahant It means to be desireless. We are developing our desire to be desireless. This is the main purpose of this stanza. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. That would be enough for today. This is the good time that we can use to share merits with others. First of all, think about our departed relatives, friends, and family members who pets who departed name of us. By the power of all these merits and metta thoughts, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be able to attain ultimate bliss of nibbana. Having that aspiration, say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Whoever is affected by COVID-19 and any other sicknesses, by the power of these merits and methods, may they all be able to be, may they be able to be happy and peaceful. May they be able to get rid of their suffering and pain. Having that aspiration, make blessings upon them, saying sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. All your wishes come true by the power of this metta. Uh, may we all be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Having that aspiration, say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realms of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bante. Good
Thank
night.
you,